right, and welcome to the Rondo. We're back. It's been a little bit of a while. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a short break. I'm sorry, guys, man. It got a lot with work, my personal content and everything. You know what I mean? But we're here. We're back. And don't worry. We're here to stay now. It's your boy AA hosting. I'm joined by our regular member.
Rahimi, United's finest, man.
Come on.
Way or no way.
Yeah,
soil,
we love it. And you know what I'm saying? New cast member. Tell him, say your name, my bro.
AG.
You might look familiar though.
My brother, he's a bit delusional. We've on this pod a few times. But I'm a Champions League semi-finalist, so you know we're in the spirit and ready to get things cracking.
Fair enough. So yes, guys, this is Jalen's younger brother. You'll see though they're quite different when it comes to football opinions, but we'll let you guys make your minds up on that one. So another week of Premier League football. I feel like the Premier League now there ain't much going on. You know, the three relegated teams are relegated. Really, Ipswich are not officially relegated yet because you guys lost again.
Yeah.
But
next week they go down.
Yeah, next week they go down.
United are keeping them up.
Yeah, yeah. United are keeping them up, and West Ham.
Good.
And yeah, the title race. I mean, that's kind of wrapping up as well. You know what I'm saying? One more win now for us. So really, all we've got left is the top four. So that is what we will be discussing. Obviously, Champions League has been real interesting as well. That will be our bonus topic. But let me just run through everything. So we're starting off with the top four race, as I said. That's all we got.
Top five now.
Yeah, top five. And it's real interesting. There's a lot of teams involved since Villa have had their resurgence, and Forest has even dropped down a bit. So there's lots to discuss on that end. Then we're moving to the title race. That will be kind of quickly. I mean, I'll just get the chance to gloat a bit. We're going to talk to AG and ask him, how did we get here? What is it? Are they just focused on the Champions League now? Then we're going to move into match roundup, and we'll have to speak about United losing to Wolves, which now means, as I've always thought, they are probably, I feel like you guys are going to finish 15th or 16th. Yeah, 15th or 16th. Where are you now?
I think 15th. We're still 14th.
You're 14th?
We're 14th, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll finish. I think Wolves are better. I've said for a while, I think Wolves are playing better than Spurs and United, and I think they'll finish ahead of them.
Tottenham are 16th right now. I just want to put that out there.
That's crazy.
Obviously, we're really dead, innit? Like, we're supremely dead. Like, United are supremely dead, but Tottenham are 16th right now.
Who Spurs got tomorrow? They got
Forest at home. Big game.
I feel like they'll lose.
They could rotate a bit though, because they just came off that Europa game, innit? So
yeah,
I think that's what's gonna happen with Forest United, because obviously they're gonna focus for Europe. Because if they can still win Europa League, like, it's not that bad. Obviously, it's a bad season, but if they can win the Europa League, they
still get champs, isn't it? And financially, that would hurt them a lot, because I think they haven't got Champions League for a while. I think it's really starting to hurt you financially.
It's definitely. I think United fans need to. We need to understand and lock in that this is a serious situation. Like, we're currently 14th, and there's nowhere for us to go in the league. If we don't win that Europa League, just for our future, I think those players, they need to get into those players' heads now, like early. It's do or die Europa League. Like, this is not a game.
Yeah.
If we don't get that, we're nicked. For the next few years, like, it's not. I think this will have like detriment. It will be a detrimental domino effect. Like, it's just gonna be shit for years. If we don't get this through the line, we might be nicked for a very long time.
Fairs. All right, don't worry. We're going to get on to you, though, but that was really enjoyable to hear, just to even hear that teaser. And then we're going to be talking about Mbuemo and Wissa, bro. A generational two-man step, bro. This is a streets won't forget serious season, man. I don't feel like enough people talk about it. But anyway, and I even forgot the bonus topic. We're going to do a little bit on the CL. I think that's been really interesting. We've got 4 excellent semi-finalists. Our boy AG is going to talk on, Arsenal's chances of maybe making something special. And actually, just on the Champions League, I have a little bit of an announcement. I don't normally talk this much at the start of shows, honestly.
Oh, yes, you do.
But,
man.
But the Rondo will be doing its first watch party. We're going to be doing the second leg of the PSG and Arsenal game on the 7th of May. Guys, come along. I don't feel like enough people go out in the week, man. It's Wednesday, after work, 7 to 12. Little bit of a DJ, Coco Cure Stratford. Do you know what I'm saying? Going to be a bit of a vibe. We're going to have a panel from the show. A few creators there. Be a nice little vibe, man. Man, them £5, ladies free. There you go. Come what? For what? £5? £5 in London. That's good still. That's good price for a night now.
Good football as well.
Bring your missus for free as well.
Great football.
You know what I'm saying? Come hate. And the thing is, if you're an Arsenal fan, come and support your team. If you're like me, be there to hate watch, bro. Imagine if it's live. It's lit. So So yeah, anyway, just gonna get that out there. But yeah, I'll be pushing the promo on that for weeks to come. But anyway, without further ado, so the top 4 race, starting off with, I think we should start off. I guess we'll start off with the games that happened today. So Chelsea Fulham. How did they do that, man? It was looking techie for them, man. And they didn't really play too well. They win 2-1. Rahimi, you give me your thoughts on Chelsea and the way that they performed today.
Yeah, Chelsea today, they huffed and puffed, but they didn't really. There was no sort of penetration. I was gonna wire it, but there's no point anymore. There was no real penetration from Chelsea, is what I saw. But one thing I would say though is how much Chelsea missed Jackson is the first thing, and the difference he makes when he's on the pitch and when he's not. Jackson does something similar to what, when I'm watching Villa and I'm watching the difference between Rashford and Watkins. Watkins runs the channels and he pushes and pulls defenders away from where they really want to be, and he stretches the pitch.
Okay.
All those unnecessary runs, people don't understand how much that means in football and what that does for your team to progress up the pitch. I was watching Jackson today again, and he made countless runs, just pointless runs into horrible areas that nobody ever wants to go to, and that was creating space for all of the other Chelsea players. All the link-up play was going through Jackson. He was very good today. Jackson is I'd say one of the shining lights of Chelsea. And
I think he's helped them a lot, you know.
Yeah. People don't understand. I feel like he's sort of gone under the radar. And when he was injured, it coincides with when Chelsea dipped seriously in form.
Yep, 100%.
And obviously now that he's back, hopefully he gets embedded back into the team, well, for Chelsea fans. And I think he's very integral in terms of the way that they build up, the way that they play. And also he makes other players better.
Fair. Do you think Chelsea will get top 4?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you don't think they will? Oh, top 5, I should say.
Top 5.
I'll keep on saying top 4.
Top 5 makes it a bit more difficult now. You see, because before it was only 2, it was only 4 spots. But now that we've got because United have done so well in the Europa League, we've helped the rest of the league get another space in there.
Yeah. It actually is, to be fair, but
we've all done well in Europe. We can't deny it. The majority of the British clubs have done well in Europe.
Pretty well in Europe, yeah.
And it's helped our coefficient, and now we've got 5 spaces. So
we deserve it, I think, though. To be fair, I think the league deserves it. I think the quality of the league deserves 5 spaces.
I agree.
When you look at it, you're looking at Tottenham and United, who are literally in relegation scraps, semi-finals of Europe. So
you man are relegation scraps, bro.
I'm not in a
you man ain't hit 40. You man ain't. Well, you're not in a relegation scrap because they're so dead. But you're This is relegation standard form.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's like when you look at
you haven't hit 40.
Yeah, okay.
The team's down
I
there.
heard you first time.
I've
seen the table. I know what's going on.
I'm sorry, AG. I just wanted you to hit that, because I feel like you tried to gloss over that. But
the teams down there, like Southampton, Leicester, they're terrible. Like if we're looking at like a 2010 relegation scrap, the teams down there,
we would have been there.
Exactly, 100%. So it's like you guys have basically caught life, but the fact that you guys in the Europa semi-finals just shows like obviously
the quality of the league.
Yeah, it's gone up. It's gone up in the past few years, because you wouldn't say this like 5-10 years ago, because La Liga was doing all of it, but the Premier League I think is on the rise back up now. I'd say it's probably the best in the world right now.
We're producing a high quality of football teams, and it's because of Pep Guardiola again. He's come to our league. A lot of these teams have tried to emulate what he's done previously.
100%.
And that's ultimately made our league better, or made our teams better. So yeah, but in terms of Chelsea though, no top 5 for me. I just think
no top 5 for you.
Yeah, so I looked for Newcastle from that win. So from their Carabao Cup final when they absolutely smashed Liverpool, from that fixture when they just popped Liverpool off the park, like they wrecked them, they moved to them differently. You see, from that fixture, that's
such a drag. They had a good first half. Man.
That's when I thought Newcastle would. Because that kind of energy and that charge, that's a different level, different feeling. And what the City did for them when they won that as well, their parade looks better than Manchester City's treble-winning parade.
Yeah.
The whole city is back in that club. What that does for those players is different. They've been smoking everyone since. Obviously, they lost. I think they lost to Villa recently.
Yeah.
But other than that,
they're only 2 points ahead of Chelsea. So let me tell you to you now, just to help for this segment, Newcastle 3rd, 59 points. City 4th, 58 points. Chelsea 5th at the moment, 57 points. Forest 6th, 57 points as well, but they have a game in hand. Yeah. And then Villa 7th, 57 points.
Yes,
so
that's insane.
So it's all close. I feel like Chelsea still got a chance. I would say though, I do hear you in terms of the way that they're playing and the other teams around them. I probably wouldn't bet money on them, to be honest.
They've got quite like a hard run as well, because obviously Fulham, this is a tough game they got past, but they still got to play against you. They got Newcastle, they got United as well. And obviously United aren't that good, but United Chelsea's always like one of those games which is just
just weird, isn't it? So, United got that thing. They just like they'll they'll
Against the
lose
big-
towards,
yeah,
and then
against
they'll
the
play
big
against a
clubs,
big
they'll
side,
turn up,
and
so
they'll be like,
you
oh,
never know.
can we just ruin things for them? Yeah, let's just.
Yeah.
And then they got Forest away last game of the season, so that will be
Yeah,
their last game of the
that's a
season.
big-
That's gonna be
Oh,
that's
okay,
gonna be
wow.
another
That'll
big one.
probably. I reckon it will go right down to the wire.
I hope
Cool.
it does. I hope it does. It's all we've got left. It's all we got
All right,
left. in the
cool.
league.
Let's quickly talk about Villa and Newcastle, bro. Villa smoked them, man. I watched that game. It was good. Like Villa had so many chances, and like that mid block, the way that they hold it, and the amount of overloads that they're able to create is crazy, bro. And I feel like Emery always just sets up his teams in a way that they're quite defensive resolute, and they're able to create a lot of chances. Like despite who they face, like I haven't seen Newcastle take that type of peppering from a team that's not right up there, you know, in terms of Liverpool or an Arsenal in a while, bro. And they were getting, they were holding it, bro. It was mental. Trippier, that was a Hall of Shame performance, bro.
They targeted that side.
They target that side, bro. Everyone was having Watkins, Rodgers in that second half. Like McGinn obviously had some joy in the first half, but Ramsey, everyone was. They were just like, let's just have a feast down here on this left side, man. Every man just gets some, bro.
Sunday dinner.
Yeah, bro, it was serious.
With Aston Villa, like with the reinforcements they got in January, like their depth is crazy.
Yeah, they've got a lot of
when you're
attacking
looking at
talent.
like a top 4, top 5 running, even they've got the experience as well technically. Because you look at a team like Chelsea, for example, they've got a lot of players who ain't really been in them sort of conditions before. Like, you know, Casado's not really had many top 4 runs. You look at Cole Palmer, this is probably his first real top 4 run. But you look at Aston Villa, you know, Rashford's been there. Asensio, Champions League winner. Like, they've got players who are used to sort of these big games. Watkins, obviously, even last season when they had top 4, like,
Yeah,
Aston
he's been
Villa,
there, yeah.
I think they're going to have players who will step up in this sort of
He
run.
was fantastic yesterday, bro.
Watkins, it's because he's pissed off. But I hear it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just, like, again, to AG's point, I feel like this attacking depth that they have, the competition is just making everyone move mad. Like, Watkins was even saying in his interview, like, he was banging on Emery's door, like, saying that he should have started. So he was playing with, like, a chip on his shoulder that game. Like, you could tell he was out to get, man.
It's good, though. You need that.
You need it, yeah.
Competition in your squad, it makes everybody better. It makes everybody improve.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of top clubs don't have enough high-quality competition like we used to.
Even when you're coming back to my club, for example, Arsenal, like, Martinelli's been... He's a Tomo for another day in it. He's been poor this season. But recently, obviously, we've got the new director in. And the links to, like, people like Nico Williams, Gyökeres have gone up. And since those links have come, he's been like a different player. Like, I'm one of the people who's had like a massive agenda in the whole season, but I've got old man's up. Like, recently, he started performing, and it's probably because of the, you know, he's like, oh, my spot's no longer guaranteed. You know, people are going to be coming in, so it takes him up a level, and that's exactly what's happening at Villa. So, yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Cheers. No, it makes sense. So what we're going to do, we'll do our top 4s now then. And we've spoken about the games. City won as well, but I don't really feel like that was a 3 o'clock kickoff, so... Sorry, we're not talking about you, and nobody really cares about you that much in general. But yeah, sorry, top 5. I've done it again. But yeah, what are we saying for our top 5 from third? I think we know Liverpool are gonna win it. Arsenal are gonna come second, man. Like, they're quite pretty clear. So we'll do third to 5th. Raheem, do you want to start?
I'm gonna go Newcastle 3rd, Forest 4th, and City 5th.
Okay.
Chelsea will fall 6th, I think.
All right, say none.
I don't think he can go against Pep Guardiola. I think he's going to get the 3rd spot. I know, obviously, they've got injuries. You know, Haaland's out. But I think they'll have enough to come through. If you're looking at 4th, Newcastle, they've got a tough run as well. They've got some hard games coming up. I think a game that's going to decide who gets that 5th spot, there's City Villa on Tuesday. If Villa can come out of that and get a point or even 3 points, then I'd put them in that top 5 definitely. But if they lose that, then
they're in trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just feel like, I don't think Chelsea are the best, but I just feel like we always see it in top 4 races. Like, the big clubs just have something about them. Like, there was that season, I think it was 1920, for example. It came down to the final of the season. It was like Leicester going for it.
United.
Bro, yeah. Even before the final of the season, Leicester were like 6 points clear, 7 points clear. Yeah, we got like 3 games to go, and they just bottled it, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, so...
Because Forest, obviously, they're still in the convo. Like, when you look at the randoms on paper, Forest actually probably have the easiest. Like, they've got Tottenham away tomorrow. But other than that, the rest of their games, they've got like Palace away, they've got West Ham away, but then they've got a few home games as well, which you'd expect them. If you want to be in the top 5, you got to win those games. But you just never know. Like, they literally lost to Everton. So, like, I think it's going to come down to sort of like big club heritage in this top 5 battle. And
yeah. So what, you going Newcastle, City, Chelsea then? Or City, Newcastle, Chelsea?
I think I'm going to go City 3rd. Newcastle will get in there as well. And I'd want to say Villa, but I think Chelsea are going to get in there.
Yeah.
If Villa can get points off City, then I'd put them in there.
I'm gonna go Newcastle. I'm gonna go. Is it City or Newcastle? I've got to remind myself of the games. But we don't really have time. I'll go City, Newcastle, Villa. Yeah, I think Villa have hit form at the right time, and I feel like they might just do it. But we'll see. It's really close, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the top 4 race. We'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks. Let's move on, to the real big time race. Obviously, it's less interesting now because it's kind of rounded up. The title race. Shall we start off with Liverpool today, man? It was a bit of a flat game. I don't really feel like we were the best. I don't think we've been our best in the past couple of weeks. Yeah, for a month,
since
bro.
The Carabao final, really.
Yeah, literally since then. Just haven't been at it. Even before the Carabao, since we played PSG, just haven't really been at it. But we've been getting through results. I still feel like some of our quality players, someone always manages to do enough. I thought McAllister was pretty good today.
He always is, though.
For instance, I feel like he always is. My other midfielders, they're starting to piss me off.
Whenever it comes down to it, for me, McAllister's always the one that stands out. Like every single time.
Yeah.
From their midfield, whenever it's like the game is, we need the game to change. Or McAllister's the one that grabs the game by the scruff. You get me? Like
he's good at that. He'll have like his off days, but in terms of, like you said, when we need it, it's him. But I was watching him today. Yeah, like he was winning the most duels in the midfield, so I feel like he couldn't be as creative as he should be. And I'm looking at like Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, like, and it's just like, so what's the point of you being here? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, particularly Szoboszlai, man, who plays in the 10. Like, I'm like, literally, you're not winning too many duels today, and I'm just watching you, and I'm just thinking you're absolutely useless. Gravenberch, I feel like he started the season amazingly, but he's tailed off, man. So people talk about other areas for Liverpool, but I really do feel like we need some midfielders that slot trust, because clearly he doesn't like Elliott. I don't know why. I feel like Elliott today came on for about 15 minutes, did more creatively than Szoboszlai did for the other 75. Next week, Szoboszlai will start. So I guess he doesn't like him. I think he needs his players. So I think we need 1 or 2 midfielders for me. We need the 10. We need someone in the pivot.
What about Curtis Jones? What do you think of him?
I like Curtis Jones, but
I quite like him as well.
Yeah, I quite like him. I think he's not. The only thing with Curtis Jones is he's not particularly good. I don't want to say good. He's not particularly excellent at anything. So I think that's the only thing that takes away from him. But he's a very good all-round midfielder. Again, I feel like slot sometimes. There were times where Gravenberch and McAllister, they're looking a little bit tired in the pivot. I feel like Jones should have got a couple more starts, but I like him, man. He's just like solid, works hard, keeps the ball, moves it nicely. So yeah, hopefully he can get some more minutes next season. But yeah, Slot's been a bit weird in the past month or so. But at the end of the day, it's 1 win. Yeah. So I ain't gonna lie, and I can't like the Trent said it hit. Even though I was like, you're a bit of a waste man.
You have to celebrate it.
Yeah, I did, bro. Me and my dad, we hugged. Like we both called him a waste man though. Like afterwards, we were like, why? Because like by the time we like hugged and everything, we were thinking in our head like, I don't know why he's like tearing off the top and everything like that. But he even put his like top on like the corner flag and stuff, and I was just like,
yeah, he's signing off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's trying to get like lit moments with us as he's leaving. He wants to get those sick moments in the comp. Like, oh yeah, remember I was key to this title. And like, relax, man. You were injured for a lot of this season, man. Like, I was seeing certain man say, oh, it's still 0-0 in my eyes. We need another. And I was thinking, I can't lie. I hear it still. But yeah, I mean, with Trent, that's what it's going to be, a bit of a bittersweet one. But realistically, he's given a lot to this club. He's a quality player. So, I can't find him. Even that chance, the way it comes to him, I think the keeper should save it. But to hit it like that, left foot volley, it's hit firm. There's a lot of players that comes to them, they don't.
He's a proper footballer.
They don't bother. He's a proper footballer, man.
Like,
seriously
underrated. Fundamentals like ball striking, weight of pass, finish. Like he's a proper footballer, man. Yeah,
we miss him creatively when he doesn't play, and that's even another reason why I think we will need a midfielder that has like some more quality. It can't just be McAllister in there, because you ain't gonna get another right back like Trent in it.
It's impossible. It's almost impossible to find.
You see what it is with someone like Trent as well. Like he's essentially changed the game for right backs, because before right back or fullbacks was just a position where it was just like, cool, you're just there to doing a job. You got to support other players. Trent is literally been one of your key players for a team that's hit 95 plus points, won Champions League, gone to finals, and now he's gone. I mean.
Sting star, bro. When that guy moves smoky, it's different as well.
It's different. He's got the game.
He changes games, bro.
That game against Leicester a few years ago, the 4-0 away. Serious performance. One of the
Serious
best.
performance, bro.
Best.
One of the best performances I've seen from a fullback like ever, bro,
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
that
Even
one.
against PSG in the second half against PSG, bro. Again, I feel like we were lackluster that game, bro. Trent and McAllister, but Trent especially, bro, started balling, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's one play where the goal gets disallowed. I think someone's offside in it, where like he's here against the keeper, got it back again.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I remember
it's like, do you know what I'm saying? Smack the post. Then he's like crossed it across. Like he was just moving mad, like.
Yeah.
And there was bare plays there where he's just driving, but yeah, well, I think he'll do well at Madrid, but I do think he's gonna get smoked there as well in terms of his defending. Like it's still like just kind of all over the place. But us moving forward, I think we'll be all right. Salah and Van Dijk extended. Bradley looked all right.
I was going to ask, what did you think of Bradley today? Like, what do you think of just?
He looked good going forward. I can't lie. Mavidi, I think that's how you say it.
Mavidi, yeah.
How'd you say his name, bro?
Mavidi.
Yeah. I can't lie. He was cooking him though.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Why I'm asking.
That's the thing. I can't lie. He was cooking him though. So it was a bit of a game where I was like, I was happy with him, and then I was getting angry with him. So I still feel like, and he's quite injury prone. So I still feel like with Bradley, he still needs a bit of time. So
How old is he? 21.
He is 21, so he's not the youngest, but he's only had one season, and he's never been the starter.
Yeah,
so I just don't know if he's good, but
You don't know.
I don't know. It's weird with Bradley. Like,
Trent. It's because you have something so
Yeah.
exceptional. Judging, it's going to be difficult to
I
do.
wouldn't take the risk. I'll definitely get another right back in that. I think it's starter level. Don't go and try and
I think
get.
you need quite a few starters though, because you need the right back. Robertson's kind of getting. I need a left back.
Oh, we need a left back, bro.
You ever seen him?
Bro said Robertson's kind of getting Robertson's finished, bro.
You need a
Robertson's
midfielder.
finished. But yeah, sorry, you go on.
You need a midfielder, and then obviously in the attack you've got Salah, but you still need sort of supporters around him, and even Salah's getting towards the end of his career. So like,
Bro, we need quite a lot of players, bro.
Yeah. What's your expectations for next season? Like, do you think you can do the league again? Like, being honest.
Well, obviously Van Dijk and Salah have extended, and you see players like that. Like, I don't know if we're gonna see a lot more players like that. So
You're not wrong.
Difficult.
Yeah, bro. I would like us to go for it again, man. Like, but it just all depends on the summer. I feel like Liverpool, they're a very careful club. Like they don't like to overspend. If the opportunity goes in the market, they're very much like, let's not waste the money. Let's wait. So I think there definitely is going to be some movement this summer. I think some guys are going to go. You know, Nunes, for instance, it's kind of over. Like that's just already like preset that he's going to leave. Diaz is even another one. There's quite a few. So
Would have been a good deal for you, and it's funny because you can't really do this anymore. Would be going for Arda Güler, but you can't go for him anymore because obviously him and Szoboszlai their little
I feel like he would have been all right, you know, in like the 10. But obviously him and I don't, man, bro. These guys, they can get over these type of thing, man. I can't lie. If we're linked with him, Szoboszlai better welcome him with open arms. You better hug him in the, you know, the ones where they do like the hug for like the incoming. I'd take him still. He's a good little talent. He hasn't got a lot of minutes at Madrid.
I think Real Madrid are probably gonna be trying to get rid of quite a few players. So people gotta be snapping up on their deals.
I think there'll be some movement from Madrid as well. Obviously, they're looking like they might get Alonso, but I want to talk about that in our CL section. But that's something that's quite interesting that's come about. Man said Arsenal out here getting Madrid manager sacked, bro.
It's crazy.
Leveled up.
But after those fixtures, they need to do some thinking about their team, the entire squad.
So Arsenal, man, 4-0 to Ipswich today. Yeah, real dominant performance. Why did you wait till now?
I mean, we're just a really interesting club, and this comes back to the manager. Like, obviously, Arteta on his days is a really, really good coach, but I think a lot of our fans are kind of turning a blind eye to how bad we've actually been this Prem season. Like, if you're coming to us in summer and you're telling us, look, Rodri's gonna do his ACL, City aren't gonna crack 75 points, and the title's gonna be done in March, you're gonna be like, okay, so what? How many points have we won a title by? And now you're sitting here telling me Liverpool have wrapped up this league by March. People are telling me in November, October, that I'm not worried about Liverpool. You know, it's all about City, and the title was done in March. And obviously, look, Saka's been injured, and Saka's, you know, our best player, definitely our best player, but he's been out for 3 months. I feel like that's kind of giving him a free pass. But even before he got injured, like, we were still, obviously, look, I don't want to talk about the rest too much. We were off the pace a bit, but the title was done. It wasn't done, but like
we had the lead on you, innit?
Yeah, you had the lead on us. It was a 9-point lead, and now it's like we're giving the manager a free pass because of these injuries that we've had, and it's like it's happened. We've gone 5 years now. 1 FA Cup. Is that good enough? No, it's not. Obviously, if we're in the Champions League, hold
You
my
hold your
hands
hands up, yeah.
done well. You know, you can stay another season. But if we don't get past BSG, then there's got to be questions asked to the gaffer. I'm sorry, like.
Oh, fairs.
I think there's got to be questions asked because
Would
it's
you
not,
continue with him then?
I think I would, because there's
Okay.
not a lot of managers out there.
Of his quality, innit?
Yeah, like for me, if someone like Inzaghi became available from Inter, I'd snap him up all day. But I don't
fairs.
think he's gonna really want to leave Inter this summer anyway. But
He's Italian as well. They don't normally like to leave there.
yeah, you see what the problem is as well. It's not like we've obviously not done the league this season, but it's more than just the league. Like when I'm looking at how we went out in the Carabao Cup to Newcastle over both legs, when I'm looking at us go out to United in the FA Cup, like it's just not good, is it? It's very embarrassing. We've not lost a Big Six game in the league for 3 years, and we don't have a domestic cup to show for it. Like
It's crazy. I can't lie.
It's not
I can't lie, bro. The respect still. Like this is one of the first Arsenal fans I've heard. You know, be like we had a part in the fact that we haven't won the league.
Yeah.
I'm always arguing about the fact that before the injuries there was a 9-point gap, and I'm always told, it's because of before that it was because of the refs. Listen, I think Arsenal, PG Moore are bad, innit? I think Arsenal have been on the worst end of that this season. At the start of the season they were very unlucky. As you say, but I think, you know, the point that you make about the fact that, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, Arsenal, even despite the injury, they have been worse than Liverpool over the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, them need to deep. They've never been top of the league.
Yeah.
I don't even think they've spent more than 2
yeah.
weekends at the top of the league, or even 1 weekend or something like. There's a stat like that goes around. So
I think what makes it worse is watching us in the Champions League, because you realise what we can do at our best. Like, with all due respect, I think at our best we wiped the floor with the Liverpool team. And I'm not even trying to say that to disrespect you guys. I think with our best team out there, I would back us. I'm playing at our best. I think I'd back us to beat you 8 times out of 10. But the fact that the gap is
that's a lot of times
big,
out of 10.
the fact that the gap is so big in the league is just it's hard. It's hard for me to back what we've been doing this season.
I feel like you guys struggle against a certain profile of team, innit? So I feel like well-drilled defensive teams, there's a struggle there. And I don't think you addressed it in getting more attacking talent. And then I just also think, I feel like Arteta sometimes can be a little bit inflexible in the sense that he just wants to do system. Sometimes when you're playing against these Everton deep blocks, you got to go 4-2-4, bro. Like, that's one thing that Slot did this season, which I have massive respect for. This guy said, I'd rather win. I'd rather lose than draw. And he just said, but Arsenal, they've been killed by the draws. But what you say on Arteta, though, I do think I would stay with him. I still feel like, even though Liverpool have been better over the season, and probably given the way that Arteta's had more time, like you said, I do actually think at your best, I do think you slightly pip us. 8 times out of 10 is crazy. I would say
the only reason I would stick with him right now is because he has the squad's still in his corner. Like, I know the players do really like him, but if you're looking at managerial results, like
tactically he's cold.
Tactically, yeah, at his best he's cold. But the problem as well with his I wouldn't say it's a problem, but he really does, as you kind of mentioned, he likes to stick to his systems. Like, there was a time earlier in the season, like I think it was November, December, when we had all the injuries at fullback. Instead of, like, he brought in Lewis Skelly like around December time, but there was a time where he wasn't really making changes to the system. Like, he was trying to do what we were doing with Timber at right back and Saka right wing. When Timber dropped out, he'd put Partey in at right back, and he was still making Partey try to play the exact same way Timber was. And it's like, bro, they're 2 different players just because they're in the same position. You got to make those tweaks.
You have to adapt.
It takes him a while to kind of.
He always wants it to be perfect for like the.
But that's the youngness. The players, Like, we need to remember that this is his first job. This is literally his first job. He's learning on the job. So as much as people expect and demand, and Arsenal fans, I understand you lot have a certain standard and you demand more. You got to understand that my man is learning on the job. He's as new to this as all of us are.
Yeah, no,
you get me? Like, he's
tactically.
He's 5 years in.
He's 5 years in, yeah, no, but it's obviously...
He's 5 years a professional manager as well. Like,
he's 5 years in, you know what I'm saying? So this is Slot's first year at Liverpool, you know?
Yeah, no, I can't... I was going to move on to that next, but I feel like even what Slot's done this year, it's insane. Like, we have to give the man his props where it's due. Of course, Liverpool have your core, which we spoke about at the beginning of the season, right? You've got your killer in Salah, you've got your captain in Van Dijk, and you've got your keeper. Killer, captain, keeper, like that as your core, you could basically do anything. And obviously the manager has to come in and implement a certain way, style of play and tactics, etc. But what Slot has done is genuinely unbelievable. Like, to come in your first season in the Premier League and bat it up, because that's basically what he's done. Other than the last month or so where they've sort of fallen off and they're still getting results. It's super annoying. I can't lie. Like, you lot are still getting results when you're not playing well. But what Slot has done in the last season, we've got to give the guy his props. And in terms of Arteta,
Thank you, man. Thank you for that.
In terms of Arteta and where I think you lot lost the league,
that was nice of you.
Your big bro said something. JG said something a while ago, but I'll come back to it. I think it's because you didn't address your transfer windows were both very, very poor, and you touched on it as well in January.
Yeah, the
about
thing
what
is,
Villa have done. Oh, you touched on it. You touched on it in January about what Villa have done and how they bolstered their attack with multiple options, and then that's created more competition and players have improved. Right?
yeah,
If you lot had bought we don't even have to go back to the summer, because I think you should have addressed it in the summer and bought an attacker and bought certain positions where you have adequate cover when these players are gone. But you had a chance to rectify that in January. You've seen the state of the league now. So as you said, you've seen that Rodri's got his ACL now. He's out for the rest of the season. You've seen Man City have sort of
you should have brought someone in
form-wise.
yeah, but
I think it's a change of sporting director. But we have to move on. Let's not be Arsenal fans. They won't even want to hear this from us right now. You know what I'm saying? They've got Europe going on, and we're going to speak on that. So let's not. We're speaking enough about Arsenal. So anyway, let's move on to a match roundup. United. I wanted to make sure that we had enough time for that. So
What for United?
So bro, you are the headline of our match roundup. You guys are actually. Let me check.
We're 14th.
Okay.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, let me just check, because I know you guys ain't got 40 points like I was saying.
We're on
before.
38.
You're on 38. God.
38.
33 games have gone, not 40.
Yeah.
You lost to Wolves today. To be fair, I don't actually think you're that bad.
We weren't bad today. So
No.
I've watched the game, as I
Yeah.
always do. I'm loyal to the soil, innit? Regardless of how shit we are, I will still support. You get me? I'm backing my team till I die, innit?
Yes.
I'm watching the game today. We weren't actually that bad. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it's still shit. Like we're losing to Wolves at home. Like, that's poor. But I think today specifically, structurally, obviously we had a load of rotations. There wasn't a load of our starters had been rotated because we were throwing all of our eggs in the Europa League basket. But Wolves just counteracted us completely. Like, it was very dull. I'd say the game was sort of dull until Bruno Fernandes came on the pitch. Who again, that guy, Bruno Fernandes is the only thing that's keeping us above water.
I think he should leave. Honestly,
I agree. I agree. It's got to the point now that he's so head and shoulders levels above majority of the rest of the men at the club. I won't say all of them, because there's still a few in my opinion that are like his level. I think Ahmad will eventually get there. I think he's shown enough. He's not there now. He's not there yet. No, he's not there yet.
He's still young.
But he will. I think he will get there. I don't even want to talk about the other guy because I want him sold now. The guy's always injured. And then the last one, he's also injured currently as well. But I said this to you, man, Bears, before, but I think Lisandro Martinez is levels.
Stop.
I'll say this to that.
Stop.
I'd play him. He was playing left centre back before he got injured, like in the back three, and I think that would be his most ideal position. But you make a scoff. I've seen it in it. I've watched the guy live.
You see what is with defenders. I just have a thing against having a small centre back, because you even saw at the World Cup when Argentina won it. Like, there was a few games where, you know, they were ahead. For example, the Netherlands game. They wanted to see that game out. You know, Lisandro Martinez, he comes on. Wakos comes on, they start launching the ball on. He absolutely bullied him the whole game. And it's like, when we have, for example, my club, we've got Saliba, Gabriel. If we want to sit in a deep block, I feel so comfortable. Because I know every ball that comes in, they're just going to head that out. But when you have someone like Lisandro Martinez, you don't really have that aerial prowess, which is one of the most important things when you're seeing out wins.
5'7" CB, man.
Like, you can't. I don't really think you can lock up shop with him at the back. Like, he's obviously really, really good on the ball, but I can't put him in that sort of elite tier of defenders without having that, you know, the aerial dominance.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but anyway, move on to you losing today. That's what I wanted to hear more about.
So tactically, I think Wolves we just basically counter-attacked each other. It was quite a dull game, I'd say.
It's 2-5 at the back systems.
Until Bruno Fernandes came on the pitch, changed it again. Just some of the stuff he's doing here. He's thinking steps ahead of a lot of the rest of the players on the pitch. There was a pass. I think he punched it into Eriksen. One tap round the corner, Garnacho. He slides the ball across the box. That could easily have been a goal. But it's because Bruno Fernandes is imposing himself on the fixture. He's
a top player, man.
He's top quality, man. And honestly, any United fan that's watching that guy now that still has any convo for Bruno Fernandes, and the fact that rival fans are seeing it now as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of rival fans are saying like, oh, you know, that's the saddest thing. That's why I was like, you know what, he should leave, because I actually started to think he was dead as well.
No, that was my problem. I used to bug out all the time. I used to say, Bruno Fernandes, you not can't chat to like watch this guy.
But I was fighting this corner for so long, but then it was towards the start of this year, I was thinking, I can't defend this no more.
You thought he'd gone.
But the thing is, he's mad passionate in it. So he starts. So you see Bruno Fernandes, the technique, the passing, the shooting, it's crisp. And that's his best ability, innit? That is well above a lot of other players, yeah. But he ain't like the most jinky on the ball. But I think because he's mad passionate, like what he'll do is he tries to drop in and start trying to like basically relieve United of pressure and trying to drop his shoulders and stuff. And it don't always work out. And I think he was doing a lot of that. And he sometimes he starts forcing passes a bit because he's like, bro, I want us to lift up. But when he keeps his head level, he balls out still.
Yeah. I think that's quite a big thing with Bruno though, because obviously when he's at the United team, he's obviously head and shoulders above. He kind of has to be the leader, and I don't think he's really like a good natural leader. Like there's a lot of times, for example, a couple of seasons ago, when you lost 7-0 to United, to Liverpool. So I don't want to bring it up again too much, but he lost his head in that game. But he lost his head in that game.
Yeah, it was
but
bad.
Like if he was next to someone like, for example, let's say like a Declan Rice would always have his head in like the right place, and I think that's kind of what he would need for his next move. I'm not saying he's going to come to us, that's obviously never going to happen, but I think he needs to be in a team where he has like serious leaders around him, and he would be, if he came to Arsenal,
I think that would take you to the league.
100%.
I personally, and I was saying this before, I personally believe that will take Arsenal to him.
100%.
Oh, so he just displaces Odegaard?
Just him.
Oh, wait,
that guy as a creative specimen and a finisher. He will get you the
I've heard this from you before.
He'll get you the 20 plus goals and assists you need, and you lot will win that league.
Oh, so you'd have him over Odegaard in the 10 for Arsenal?
Yeah, so you see what it is with Odegaard now. He's someone, 22-23 season, he had a great season. He got 15 goals. But for me, I think where I've kind of given up with him is when Saka got injured this season, he didn't step up. But, he's taken the back foot.
He stepped down, actually.
Even we just beaten Real Madrid 5-1. He ghosted both games. Like for me, I can't really support him as a player anymore.
That's a fact.
Even
wow,
last
I can't
season,
support him as a player.
I mean, I don't hate him, but the problem is he has the armband. He has the armband for my club. When I look at people who've had the armband for my club, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, Thierry Henry, even Aubameyang took us to a FA Cup. What's Odegaard doing? Like he has to step up and drop a mad performance against PSG, or I want him sold in the summer, and I'm being so honest. The reason I want him sold is because he has the armband. Like the armband is a big thing to be captain of Arsenal Football Club.
Do you know what their problem is now, though? And as you said, he's got the armband. He's undroppable.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So he will play every game. If he's fit, he's playing every single game. And sometimes that's to your detriment.
He's a good player, man.
He's very good. I still rate him.
I still think he can. I think sometimes Arsenal fans I think he's out of form, innit? And I don't think this season
he's
will be good.
Been out of form for the whole season.
Yeah, the whole season, which is crazy, innit? It's really weird. But I think he was good last season. I thought he was amazing in 2023.
Yeah.
So I still think like he can be good again, innit? I think it's just sometimes players have whole seasons where they're just a bit off it.
It's just the problem is he has the armband, and again, like if someone like Rice or Gabriel or Saka
he was Rice or Gabriel, yeah.
If one of those three were captain, then cool, it could be fine because you can rotate players with him. But the fact of the matter is, as long as he's at the club, he's always going to be one of the first names on the team sheet, no matter how he's performing.
You could take the capticity off him.
I don't think
it's too difficult. That's politics.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
So you just get rid of him instead.
I think.
But you think Arteta's going to sell him?
If we had a bid for 80 mil plus, that would do us so much good. Because imagine we took that money and put it towards just like
he's not going to sell him, bro.
I know it's not going to happen, but I'm just saying. I think it'd be like when you sold Coutinho. That's what a lot of people have kind of put under
Fairs. All right, cool. By the way, just one thing on United. Wolves' manager, he came in around the same time as Amorim. New system, moving to a 3 at the back. He's acquired 16 more points.
Okay. Wolves are used to a back 3 system. There's multiple reasons for that. I can explain that.
They were still playing 4 at the back mostly under Gary O'Neill.
If you look at all of those players, Wolves traditionally are embedded in a back 3 system. It's not going to be difficult for you to come and implement your system and get.
Are Wolves' players better than United's?
Definitely not. But as you know,
16 more points.
As you know, the system.
16 more points.
I'm not disputing that. That's
you're defending it.
No, I'm defending
you said, and so what? You said, and so what? When I pointed that out to you.
What? Yeah, I'm trying to explain myself.
Yeah. I just had to make sure. I just had to make sure you know what you're arguing. And now that you do, continue.
I always do, and I always display a maximum level of composure. You get me? And I'm gonna respond to you. So you're saying, the Wolves manager has come in. He's got 16 more points than the United manager.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that at all, and he has. It's a fact.
But that's crazy, right?
No, it's nuts. But what I would say is there's reasons that you can explain that.
Okay.
Wolves, as I said, are very suited to a back three system or back five, whatever you want to call it. They've been doing it for years. A lot of those players are very familiar with those roles. It's not going to be difficult for a manager to come in with the same system of back five and tell those players these are the roles and jobs you need to do. You guys should know how difficult it is, as you just explained with Arteta putting Partey at right back and expecting him to do the same job Timber's doing. The profile of player is extremely important. If you're coming into a system and the players do not suit that system and the profile, you're not going to be successful. It's going to take a long time for you to pattern.
I back that fully, and I would be with you if United were like 9th or 10th right now.
Why does the position in the table? We're
because
anyway.
Man said, why does the position in the table matter?
So
first to 20th is the same thing now.
Of course not. But
so the position does matter, bro.
Not, but
your form is back.
16th is what's the difference between 5th and 16th?
The quality of your side is the difference, bro. Like the way you're playing.
That doesn't prove anything. We're in the Europa League semi-final and could win it. We could be in the Champions League.
I feel like a lot of the teams ahead of you could also be in that position.
No, but they're not. They're not.
But they haven't been. They're not in the competition.
But that's what I'm saying. You're just bringing
the FA Cup to get there.
Exactly. It's like
not with Amorim.
Yeah, it was with Amorim, but still.
No,
it's the same group of players.
Not all of them. United have a special juice, but I don't even think that's linked to Amorim's coaching. I think it's Old Trafford tax and Bruno is the reason why they're in this semi-final.
No, I agree.
Bro, even look at the Leon game, bro. Even like a lot of United.
Done well as well.
He did really well in that game. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't lie. He balled his heart out. But bro, even that game, bro, that game was bad. Like people were complaining about the Wolves game today. I was like, in terms of performance levels,
we played better today.
That Leon game was hugely worrying. Like Old Trafford tax went into overdrive. I don't know what type of ritual Fergie started doing in the stands right there.
Even then, I'd say this: the first 30 minutes of the Leon game, the second leg, I actually think we played well.
We were
carving them open. We had a few chances. It was like after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Even when we scored at half time, that was against the runner. Like we shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been 2-0. Like they should have.
No, you were doing really well in that game, but the thing is, like. After you went 2-0, like, well, when Leon just started balling back in the second half, they were popping you for a long time, and they went to 10 men, and it just got worse. They started popping you even more, and then they got to the 4-2, and I feel like they were when Leon was sitting and breaking, they were getting a lot more, even more joy as well.
If I'm being real, and I said this to you before, I said we'd finish below 10th. That's happening, and will happen. I don't think we have a chance in Europa, personally. I've watched us play enough this season. I know the level and quality. We need an insane amount of luck. We need bare shit to go our way. Ajax, like we need bare stuff to go our way for us to win.
So you don't think you're gonna win it?
If we had Tottenham in the final, we're winning.
Yeah. So it's one game. It's two games. It's 2 games.
It's Tottenham. Bilbao? That's who I'm more concerned by.
Yeah.
What are they? They're 5th in the league. They're 5th.
Fourth.
They're 4th.
They're all right. They're a decent team.
They're actually a decent side, and they're coached well. Like they're quite organised, and they've got dangerous players.
Yeah.
I can't fathom. I don't even want to think about Dalot versus Williams. I don't want to think about that as a matchup. We need all of our players back is the first thing. I would have been way more confident if Xerxes was still fit. I think he, like I was saying with Jackson, how much he helps Chelsea's team progress and go forward. Xerxes is so good. He's so good at holding and retaining the ball and then bringing other people into play. And it helps us get up the pitch so many times. It's so different. It's night and day from what Højlund offers us. So, but we needed him fit. We need Ahmad fit.
From what Højlund offers you, that's a generous statement.
From what Højlund takes away from us.
Now that's more in line with my thoughts.
Away from us,
so you're saying United aren't going to win the Europa?
I don't think we will, no.
Oh, fairs.
Of course,
so then this season will be a complete failure.
What? This is one of the worst. I'm in turmoil right now.
Yeah.
This club has finished, man. My mind is on the moon.
Okay, fair enough. So, so if you do win the Europa, is the season saved?
No.
Fairs. That's what Neville was trying to say. I couldn't believe he said that.
When he's saying saved, I think he means it will help us progress for next year. But in terms of this season, no United fans forgetting this.
The thing is, though, like, do you guys really want to be in the Champions League next season? Like, because with all due respect,
yes.
No, with all due respect, like, let's say you jump in the Champions League now. Let's say it's not. Is it really going to make a big difference to your summer signings? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of players around the league. You're looking at even mid-table players, like your Balibas, your Mbuemos, players like that who come in and start for you. You can sign a bunch of those players, even players like Cunha. You can get them anyway without Champions League football.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. You can easily sign like a
financially though.
I don't know. I don't think
financially,
we have the money.
Champions League is like It's like an extra 100 million, you know.
We've been told on numerous occasions, the United have no money and we need to sell to buy already. We're being fed that information.
Who's
from
big on your
now.
wage bill? You got Bruno, you got Casemiro.
Casemiro is probably the highest right now.
Is he
Rashford
staying
is still technically on our wage bill. I think we're still paying a percentage of Rashford's
I
wage.
just read consistent Champions League football is genuine. It's like losing 100. When you're not getting Champions League football, it's like losing 100 million a year. That's why all of those like American owners, like they hate not getting CL.
Champions League football is do or die for them.
It's a lot of money on those balance
The thing
sheets.
is that I'm just wondering because obviously, like when I was looking at all of Arsenal's best windows, we had the summer window 2023, which was going to Champions League. That was a good window, but you look at the summers before that. When we brought in the likes of Zinchenko, Jesus, Ben White, all of those players, we got them all without Champions League football, and that basically started like our rebuild. And if, for example, the 22-23 season when we were going toe to toe with Man City, if we had to juggle that with Champions League football, I don't think we would have done as well that season in terms of going forward. And it's just a case where it's like you'd have 8 additional games where realistically you're not winning the competition. It's just like, is it going to be too much? I think you just kind of need to take a step back, maybe one game at a time and just kind of progress from there.
But you got to think about what the alternative is. We don't get Champions League from Europa League this year. We finished 14th. We'll have no European football next year. Of course, building from that perspective makes more sense because you have less games and you can work towards that. But financially, we're nicked, and also we won't be in any of those competitions anyway.
I had financial.
So from both sides, it makes like, as I'll say it again, United fans lock in. It's do or Europa League or nothing. As in, we're nicked for. I think we're done for years if we don't successfully.
I think if you get past Bilbao, I think it'll be tough. I even think like the finals in Bilbao Stadium, so they've got that extra kick. But I think if you get past Bilbao, you've got a good chance. It's like what, Norwegian team or Spurs in the final.
Yeah.
I just feel like United don't often lose to teams that they shouldn't beat, that they should beat in finals.
I can't.
And they even also they overperform actually in finals. So they just got a good history across that. So
I hope they do, man.
So anyway, quickly, Wissa and Mbuemo 4-2, Brentford 4. Brighton 2, hell of a game. I just wanted to give them a quick shout out, man, because I don't feel like enough noise is being made. Mbuemo has 18 goals and Wissa has 16. They have 30. They have 34 goals combined. Like I just found that out over literally today. The stats been going around, but I was like, bro, that's mad. Like I feel like back in the day, I feel like maybe because people, I don't know, they're not watching Match of the Day as much with like YouTube highlights and stuff. People they're not deep in
what they're doing.
What they're doing, especially Wissa, I think, because I think Mbuemo's got some hype because he's been cooking for a little bit of a while. And he's probably going to get a move soon, but Wissa as well. And as a two-man, this is a proper streets won't forget season, man. And I like them as a duo. I feel like they're very good at creating havoc, is what I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to get one of you man's thoughts on that. I'm happy for Eva to speak.
I mean, you're just kind of... I think when I look at Mbuemo, obviously, he's 24, 25. He's still quite young, despite, how he's bold. I call him the Brentford boldies, innit? But it's a serious dynamic duo. It's a serious dynamic duo. Like, you see the players who are bold by choice, that's where, they take their football serious. And the thing is, when I look at him, I see shades of...
Actually, long time.
I see shades of Sadio Mane when he was at Southampton. I feel like when he gets that next move to whoever it is, whether it's... I don't think he can't really fit in at us. Obviously, you guys have extended Salah. But if he goes to like a... I'm trying to think. What clubs do you think would be good for him to move to?
I think he could do well at United.
That's not an upgrade.
That's not an upgrade.
I think that's a downgrade. Like,
because you got Diallo.
Just in general, like I'm not saying for us. I'm saying for him.
Oh yeah, but I think he'd still do it. You still go to United from Brentford, bro. Because I don't know if he's going to get a lot of other options.
If he goes to like an Aston Villa, though, that would be a good.
That would be a cold move for him. That would be a better move for him.
Yeah, if he went there, he could do serious numbers.
Oh, he do. Oh, at Villa, he damage, bro. On their like that mid-block break system. Oh gosh,
he'd be very.
He's a shooter still. I think Wissa's gonna stay at Brentford. Will be interesting to see how he goes, how he does. Without Mbuemo and Tony now.
Brentford, you got to rate. I personally rate like Brentford as an institution. They come up to the league where we're seeing like the track history in the last few years. Typically, the teams that come up go straight back down. Brentford have come into the league,
and they're like a new, very new to the Premier League.
Yeah, like had the same manager as well the whole time.
Like Brentford are, you got to rate them, their manager, the institution, the club. Like I rate them quite highly, and I feel like Thomas Frank and his style of play, their man approach everything positively. They do everything. Like they run endlessly, tirelessly. Like they die for each other on the pitch, and I wish my players, United's players, were doing similar things to what Brentford are doing. Like you can tell they're
playing a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
they adapt.
They've been through a lot because obviously they had the whole Tony situation of him getting the ban. You were like, okay, where's all their goals gonna go? Because when Tony was playing, he was like a 9 and a 10 for them. Obviously, you've had players come and step in. You even look at someone like Rico Henry, one of the most solid left backs in the league. He done his, I think it was an ACL. He had a serious injury.
Never been the same.
He goes out, but it's just they get players who just fit in seamlessly, and it's all down to the
they've always got someone in the squad that can come in. Like Thomas Frank's really good at that. But quickly, ain't got too much longer. Let's move on to the CL, our bonus topic. We have our semi-finalists. I guess just quickly, we got to let AG. How are you feeling? 5-1 Madrid. Managers getting moved on. Probably one of the best wins, from an English team in recent CL history, and probably one of the best nights for Arsenal.
I think that's probably our best performance or our best game at the Emirates since we moved there, I reckon. Because obviously that was the Barcelona game, 10 years ago, but that weren't we beat them 2-1, but we all knew we weren't doing them in the second leg. This game has given a lot of belief to the fan base that, we can actually go out there and do it with the big boys. Because, you look at the games last season, for example, we went out to Bayern Munich and there was still that sort of European mental block in the heads of some of our players. Can we compete? Because
one a great Bayern Munich team.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They still had some players, but they didn't win their league, and it's we couldn't get past them. So it's can we get past the Real Madrid? And now we've beaten a team of Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham. It's you look at the teams that are left as PSG, Barcelona, Inter Milan. There's no reason we can't be going and win this competition. So it's we got.
You backing it then? You reckon you'll win it?
I think we should. Like I said, I hold this club to the standard that we, at our best, I think we can beat all of them at their best as well. But it's if we can perform at our best against them. Obviously, Thomas Partey did his stupidness to get that yellow card at the end of the game against Real Madrid. And, it's going to be a big loss for the first leg. But when I look at the football we played today, I don't know if you saw the Arsenal Ipswich game, but the front six were moving. It was reminding. They were warm. I know Ipswich were terrible, but it was reminding me of the summer 2022 football that we were playing. And if we can recreate that against PSG, then I see no reason we can't get to the final.
They were warm still.
It's fair. What do you think? Do you think Arsenal can win the CL?
Yeah, I do. The reason, my reason.
Scary statements, man.
No, it's nuts. But I've been watching them. I've been watching the opposition. PSG are excellent attacking. Barcelona excellent attacking. I'm looking at those two as the sort of main sort of competitors for Arsenal. But the reason or what separates Arsenal from the rest of them is Arsenal have got
the defense,
the attack, but it's the defense. So even in the most recent round of fixtures, Arsenal conceded once, and it was because of a mistake from Saliba. Saliba doesn't make that mistake. Real Madrid don't have a sniff for the whole 180 minutes.
It's mental. It's mental.
So they've taken the defensive strength from the Premier League and they've applied that to the Champions League now. It's peak because they've got the defense, so they're not going to concede many goals. But then if Saka's in form, because Saka now for me, he's touched that level now where he's unstoppable. He can basically do what he wants when he wants to. He'll get into his positions. He will score or affect the game in some way. So you've got that up top now. Obviously, the other players, we need them to chip in for Arsenal to win, in terms of attacking wise. But defensively, I'm looking at Arsenal's structure. I can't see them man getting yinged. I can't see Dembele and Doué and Barcola and Kvaratskhelia. I can't see them yinging Partey, Rice, Timber, who's a shutdown right back.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them.
It's going to be extremely difficult for the other teams to break Arsenal down, in my opinion. And I think we hear it all the time that defenses win you titles. I think that's what's going to take them past the line.
No, I hear you, but I think one thing that you've just missed on Inter. So I think you say that. Yeah. I think Inter are the team. They're my dark horse. I think Inter are the team, and that's why I wanted Inter to buck Arsenal earlier. So or like an Atletico or a team like that, because I feel like that's where if you look at Arsenal in the league, those are the teams that they struggle against. And I feel like Inter, again, they're a team that are very well suited to the Champions League. So I feel like if Arsenal get them in the final, I think it could be interesting. It's going to be a boring game, but I think it could go either way. And I feel like Barcelona might struggle with Inter, because even though Barcelona are a more entertaining team, do you know what I'm saying? Inter might just manage that game and they might just do them up, because the way, like you were saying, Barcelona, amazing attacking team. I think they're the worst defensively. Yeah. So I'm actually the most unsure about them. For me,
the high line is just crazy,
bro. It's nuts. Yeah. And Flick just knows. He'll go away and he plays the same. He doesn't change anything. So I think it could be an interesting one. I do think Arsenal got a good chance, but I think Inter are a dark horse, man. I think Inter, and I still feel like if I was to put money on Arsenal versus PSG, if I'm honest, I'll put money on Arsenal. But PSG got quality. Do you know what I'm saying? You never know, because I feel like Arsenal as well, in adverse game states, something mad happens, in the first 5 minutes of the Emirates, and PSG go ahead, just some sort of brain fart moment, because with the way Arsenal defend, they never concede goals just willy-nilly, yeah. Some brain fart moment, but then you see when Arsenal are chasing it, sometimes they lose their heads a bit. But you don't want to let Arsenal go ahead in the game, bro.
You're nicked.
Yeah, you're nicked. That's why when they went ahead in the game against Madrid, I said Madrid are never winning at the Bernabeu. All of that stuff that they were doing, I was gonna say, you're just embarrassing yourself, man. And it happened. So I think it's gonna be two really interesting semi-finals. It's gonna be very tactical, seeing two like amazing attacking teams go to a well-balanced Arsenal team and an Inter Milan are fantastic defensive team that can still attack. So
my only concern with PSG though is that when I look at, there's a certain player on their team, Dembele. I think he's been the best player in the world 2025. I know it's quite a bold statement, but the way
it's on form still.
But the way he's been playing, like, I think if there's anyone who can just pull something out the hat against our defense, it's gonna be him, because it's the fact that he can blam it off the left, blam it off the right. He can play people through. Like he can do it all.
Yeah, he's been moving mad.
He struggled with consistency his whole career, but it's like he's finally found that. So it's just
he's put it all together.
Yeah, he's put it all together.
I can't believe
he's pissed me off. You know, I can't believe this guy. Went up for his penalty against Liverpool. Yeah, switched sides to his right foot and put it straight in the corner. I was like, get lost, man. As a keeper, that must be mad off put it. He says, wait.
You start on this side and you move.
Yeah, so no, I think it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm gonna go for Inter because naturally I'm hating on Arsenal, so do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, each team in it right now, they got a good chance, man. They got a good chance.
Something else we didn't speak about as well is European pedigree. I think that's the only thing, or additional thing that's stopping Arsenal. I think because you haven't won it.
I feel they got past that though, given the fact
just for beating Madrid.
They flogged their head, bro. If I'm their players, I would say that. Huh?
We fought the same years ago when they beat Barcelona. Like they've done this before. Like you lot have done this before.
We didn't knock anyone out though. Like knocking out Real Madrid, especially what they've been doing the last 5-6 years, how hard the inevitability that they've been having. You know, their comebacks against Bayern Munich, Chelsea, City. To knock them out, that's just like people are gonna be scared of us now, because PSG ain't won the Champions League before. It's only Barcelona who've won it, and it's not that they last won it 10 years ago.
Yeah,
the teams in the Final Four don't really have like current European pedigree, so it's like.
I feel like Arsenal should be very disappointed if they allow like lack of experience to let them just like think it could happen though. I'm not saying that it's not a thing, but I would think they should have the confidence now to move on properly. But yeah, it'll be an interesting one, man. I guess last thing is Alonso is looking like he's going to Madrid. We're thinking that's the right move to let Ancelotti go.
I think it's time for them to change something up, because you know, there's only so much, you know, lifting your eyebrow can do at the end of the day. And it's like,
you know, my man got no control over that. It's an ailment, it's like an ailment, bro.
But you know, but Xabi Alonso will be an interesting one. I mean, because obviously he won the league last season, but this season he's kind of disappointed a bit. I didn't like, you know, in the Champions League how he rotated a bit against Bayern Munich. I think, you know, you can't be doing that if you're Real Madrid. So yeah, it's gonna be a completely different ball game over there.
Do you think it's just a managerial thing with Real Madrid? I think it's a whole rebuild sort of thing.
They need a rebuild.
I do think they need some players as well. I do think a manager will help. I don't think Ancelotti, like tactically, you look at the 4 managers in the semi-final now, I think they're all a level above him. I think Ancelotti's got amazing man management and there's loads of other things that he does well, but I do think that they need to change that. But like you said, they need to get some good recruitment and they've got some gaps and they need to stop just kind of allowing Perez to go a bit too crazy with just grabbing stars. Do you know what I'm saying?
You see what I think the problem is with Real Madrid? I think too many people want to be the group leader, so it's like there's just,
you know what I'm saying,
there's too much beef in the camp, and it's like, you know, because you know when I realized
it's like girl groups back in the day.
You know when I realized it was after the Ballon d'Or. Like imagine you're Vinicius Junior. You've just won the Champions League. You've just won the league. Just won the Super Cup, and you don't win the Ballon d'Or, and you're out there raging like I'm gonna do it 10 times harder. No, just do the exact same season you had. You've just won it all. Now just maybe do that. Maybe at a Copa del Rey. He's like, no, I want to win the Ballon d'Or. I want to win the Ballon d'Or. It should always be team trophies first. And the fact that this season he's prioritising winning the Ballon d'Or, even Mbappe as well. I remember there was a time, he's the captain of France now. He like declined the call up. I think it was back in like October, November, because he was like, oh, you want to play the important games that like go towards like, you know, the big trophies, innit? And it's like,
yeah, man, the Champs patterned him. I was dropped off.
Yeah,
a lot of them they got this all about, but guys, we're at time, man. Thank you very much. The Rondo will be back next week, and join us for our watch party as well, man. Remember, don't forget that, man. Wednesday, 7th of May. So yeah, and all that lovely stuff, and like, subscribe as well. I think that's everything, man. But cool. See you next week.